a surprise for everybody. I'm gonna bring this guy out because he's been editing me for the whole season, and he said that he has my intro down pat.
Welcome to Live, Breathe Yoga, a show dedicated to inspiring your mind.
Inspiring your
Welcome to...
Apparently this is what I do.
Welcome to Live, Breathe Yoga, a show dedicated to inspiring your practice and elevating your mind, body, and soul.
That was good. Today on Case Study, wellness industry expert George Chow from Peaches and Green, Toronto's staple specialty health food store, is back. On Strike a Pose, we practice moon salutations. Don't forget to stay tuned for Yoga Bites, where we share our recipe of the day. We have a great show in store for you today. Stay connected for more Live, Breathe Yoga.
Namaste.
Get out of here. Pranayama is a beautiful part of your yoga practice. It keeps you present and helps you expand your lungs, giving you space to move deeper into your postures. Sukkah Pranayama means easy breath. In a comfortable seated position, close your eyes and relax your body. Connect with the natural breath. Place your hands on your knees, find length in your spine. Breathe naturally in and out through your nose. A study from the U.S. National Library of Medicine and National Institutes of Health concluded the immediate benefits of Sukkah Pranayama at the rate of 6 breaths per minute can reduce the heart rate and blood pressure in hypertensive patients within 5 minutes of practice. This is a mindful breathing technique that can be practiced by everyone at any time. Hi everyone, welcome back. We have George Chow back with us from Peaches and Green, our leading health and wellness expert. Thanks for being with us again, George.
Happy to be here.
So today we're going to talk about the trends versus staples within the health and wellness industry. So if you can share that with me, things that you've noticed over the years. The store's been around for over 25 years, so I'm sure you've seen things kind of come and go. What can you share with us?
Trends do come and go.
Yeah.
So if I go back 25 years, 1990, I was attending a trade show in Anaheim, California. And at that point, I listened to a PhD, Dr. Jeffrey Bland, giving a talk. And at that time, he had mentioned functional foods. And he felt that moving forward, the population would be engaging in functional foods. So foods that are going to be supportive of our bodies for function.
Like what? What types of foods?
Well, we have not had many functional foods come to market.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, there are functional foods. So if you think of, like for instance, a yogurt that contains a probiotics, okay, would be considered a functional food, because the probiotic component within that yogurt will offer certain properties. Right?
I'm noticing a lot of yogurt companies right now are adding probiotics to their yogurt, or noting that there's more probiotics in the yogurt.
The reason why you're seeing that is the research out there is clearly demonstrating the benefits of good bacteria for us. Okay. So the function of good bacteria is vital. We have trillions of cells of bacteria, more bacteria than any other thing in our body.
Okay.
Over time, and given the varied diets that we have, the floral balance, the balance of good bacteria to bad bacteria can change. It can diminish. So for instance, if we go right from birth, so if one comes into this world by C-section, as opposed to natural childbirth, one will not receive the benefits of the floral bacteria from the mom.
Interesting.
Okay, so what does that mean? It means that one can be somewhat challenged or handicapped in terms of the amount of bacteria that one will possess.
And so consuming yogurt can aid in this?
Well, sort of yes and no.
Why yes and no?
So if we're looking at consuming yogurt for the properties of probiotics, there needs to be a lot more than what's in yogurts.
Oh, so what you see in the yogurt in like the grocery store on the stand, it's not necessarily the correct amount?
Well, the amounts are low.
Okay.
And
what's ideal?
It'll vary from person to person. It varies with the condition. But if we're looking for function or therapeutic benefit from the addition of good bacteria, you're gonna have to eat an awful lot of yogurt.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
because I'm noticing that there's different amounts. There's like 1 billion and there's 1 million, and does that matter?
It does matter. The strains matter as well.
Okay.
So, speaking of strains of probiotics, I was reading a book by a neurosurgeon, a Dr. David Perlmutter.
Okay.
And in his book, he identified specific strains of bacteria that was supportive of attention deficit, ADD and ADHD.
What's this book called?
The name of the book is Brain Maker.
Oh, okay, cool.
Brain Maker. And the book, it's a fairly new book.
All right.
And I would say that if anyone has a child that may be challenged that way,
Okay.
it can be a very good read. It also talks about those strains of bacteria that are helpful in addressing other conditions such as depression and dementia.
Really?
Yeah. So this is quite powerful, right?
It's interesting that you're saying that years ago, back in 1990, you went to that convention and that doctor spoke of functional foods, and to this day there's still something that's quite
well, I would say that today, what I don't even think one would call it a trend, but I would say that functional medicine is now very prevalent.
Okay.
So consumers will gravitate towards functional medicine. So a probiotic, not in a yogurt form, would constitute as a
functional medicine.
As a functional medicine. So these medicines are not prescription drugs.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be a functional medicine.
So in the book you're saying that the Brain Maker, that using probiotics can aid in relieving or healing dementia, or in what way? Like, it's pretty profound.
An example that I can tell you about is this. We actually very recently had a customer come in who has a son, 10 years of age, diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, and was recommended to go on Ritalin. So the mother was against that. She came in and asked for advice. I asked her to read the book and then come back and speak to us. So after you read the book, you'll be armed with more knowledge than you had prior.
Yes. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And the father came in.
Okay.
So the father came in and said, I've read part of the book. I'm willing to give this a try.
Was he open to it prior to?
He was not.
Oh.
Yeah, he was not. And I was quite surprised. So those 5 strains of probiotics that were identified in the book happens to be in one of the products that we have. So I scoured all of our offerings and I found it in one.
Okay.
So he purchased the probiotic, and incredibly, in this instance, I mean, this is important, right? Because the changes or the benefits will vary from person to person.
Oh, of course.
But in this case, the mother told me of a drastic difference, a change in the behavior of her son
Really?
within 10 days.
Wow.
I was blown away. I was blown away.
What did she notice? What were the things that she noticed?
What she told me was her son has always answered with one-word replies to his grandmother.
Okay.
And now he was answering with full sentences.
Ah.
He's allowed to play video games. He's allowed 30 minutes to play video games. And in the past, she said, I would call him up and he wouldn't come. Now, when I would say, your 30 minutes is up, he's off that computer and up. Probiotics would not be a trend. There is massive ongoing research. The research is worldwide. There are thousands upon thousands. The experts don't even know how many strains there are. The feeling among some experts is between 20 to 30,000.
Wow.
And they all reside in us.
Yeah. In terms of other functional foods and functional medicines that are out there, do you see anything in the future that might, that you can predict, potentially?
So looking at how products are coming to market, what we're seeing is a resurgence of herbs.
Yes, okay.
So herbs have been around a long time. The safety is a concern. The efficacy of an herb is a concern. But those factors are being addressed much better now than they ever have before.
Why do you think that is?
Government regulations, I think, are really required, and they are in place to really safeguard the consumer.
Is it also because Western society is slowly starting to really accept the Eastern practices?
I think many do. I think, however, what we see is this. We'll often see people coming in and we're their last resort. So they've seen different practitioners, and they haven't had the success that they would like to see. So they end up with us, and at this point they're willing to try anything, and that's not a good position to be in, right?
That's a hard position, yeah, I can imagine.
So it's really important for us to be responsible and to guide them adequately, and they really should be working with their healthcare practitioner. But in this case, what we look at is, are their nutritional needs being met? And is their lifestyle conducive to good health?
Right.
So
you mentioned that in the last episode, yeah. Your body is your temple.
So we need clean water. We have to breathe fresh air. We have to keep our bodies more alkaline than acidic, and we have to be able to address the ongoing inflammation that we endure just from
day to day.
Just from living.
Yeah.
Right. So I think a better understanding of what we endure and what stressors we have, the better we'll be able to address what our needs are. Sometimes it may well be a drug, and that's okay. You know, there isn't anything that is bad in my mind, right? So, you know, what are people looking for? Generally, they just want to feel better.
And if you want to feel better, you just have to ask the right questions, get knowledge, get more knowledgeable about what it is that you're looking into.
Well, we have to be able to, yeah. So I think going out there and really, you know, asking questions, digging deep, being more demanding of yourself to be doing that, and to be demanding of everyone else out there that is trying to help.
All right.
You know, it's really important to do that research and be vigilant, right? Because it's your health, right? It is our health, and it's pretty tough to smile if you don't have it.
I agree. Well, thank you again for being with us.
You're very welcome.
Coming up after the break, strike a pose. Stay with us. Hi everyone. Now we all know that there are sun salutations, but did you know that there are also moon salutations? Well, today we're going to take you through some of the postures in a moon salutation. To start, we're going to get the girls to come into standing Anahastasana. So this is a beautiful heart opener. You're going to take your hands to your lower back, and then from the center of your chest, like there's a line pulling you up to the sky, drawing your chin up, opening up your shoulders. You can even try to find an external rotation of your upper arm so you can really find that space on both sides of your neck. And gently from here, coming back into an upright position, release your hands down to the earth. Take your feet hip width apart. And then from here, we're gonna connect with a lunar uttanasana. So you're gonna bend your knees and take your palms facing up to the sky. And just let the top of your head fall to the earth. And Feng, you can bend your knees a little bit more, even more. Really just allow your body to rest on your thighs. And while you're here in your moon salutation, you're connecting with coolness throughout your movements. So ease with your breath, ease with your movement. So there's nothing really tight or firm in your postures. So you can see here the beautiful bend in the arms, the bend in the knees, that curve in the spine. And then just the top of your head is just melting down to the earth. Breathe through your mouth even if you'd like, through your nose. And gently from here, coming into Sulma Chandrasana 1 and 2. So you're gonna take your hands down to the earth, step back with your right foot, take your left foot forward, and with your left foot forward, start to face your left big toe towards the left side and roll onto the outer blade of your right foot. Reach your fingertips forward and up, similar to that of a side angle stretch. So you're gazing up towards your hand and then sweeping it back and forward. Getting that range of motion in your shoulders. If you want to find a rotation up and back. Observing your breath. And gently from here, taking your hands down to the earth, connecting with Sahaja, Ardha, Malasana. So stepping back with your left foot and forward with your right. Start to face all 10 toes towards the center of the room. Bend your knees, and then walk your hands over to the right. And slowly start to walk your hands over to the left. And what you're gonna try to find is a nice fluid motion back and forth, kind of like you're like seaweed. So let the top of your head melt to the earth. And as you sway from left to right, you want to bend into the knee that you're swaying towards. So Feng, you can get into that a little bit deeper by bending deeper into that knee. Yes, good. And allow yourself to feel that fluid motion, letting the top of your head fall to the earth. Just slowly sweeping your hands back and forth. Again, a nice cooling breath, nice light, easeful, that's not even a word. Nice and easy movements. And gently from here, I'm gonna get both of the girls to draw their hands over to the right and step back with your right foot. Coming into a downward facing dog. So coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana, we're gonna take your toes together and take your right leg up for Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. So now from here, I'm gonna grab one of our camera operators, and he's gonna do this with us today. They've been working on this season with us. So girls, take your feet down. And now for the opposite leg, James is going to join you. So James, you're gonna come into a downward dog as well. So facing Feng.
So,
Yeah.
you have to walk me.
Okay, so from here, so come down onto your knees.
Okay.
And then from here, tuck your toes under. And then slowly send your hips up to the sky. Good. Now from here, walk your feet together. Now everyone, take your left leg up to the sky. Good. Down and opposite side. Bend your knees if you need to. And down. Beautiful. Take your knees down to the earth. Come into a seated position. Was that your first time doing that?
Yeah. I've never done yoga.
You did a great job. Thank you. That was it, guys. That was James's cameo appearance on Live Breathe Yoga. Now get out of here. You're gonna be joining us for more yoga, James? Maybe? Maybe. So those are just a few of the postures that you can connect to in moon salutations. Thank you to Kate and Feng for joining me today. Stay with us for more Live Breathe Yoga after the break. Life happens and Deanna caught the flu, so she needed to heal before we could get her back on the mat. Check in with us next season to see how Deanna's doing with her yoga practice. Up next, Yoga Bites. Dhanurasana, bow pose. This is a quick and easy recipe to whip up for breakfast in the morning. This simple recipe packs a healthy punch. You can make it in minutes in the morning or as a snack. Well, can you believe it? It is the last episode of this season. Thank you for joining us all season. I look forward to coming back and sharing more with you for Live Breathe Yoga. Until next time, namaste.